All right, what is going on, Premium? It is December 29th, 2025. No trades for me today. As I said, I'm done for the year. Um, and we're going to do a quick video just on my indicators and what indicators I use. So this should be pretty helpful. Pretty simple standard video, so let's go over it. So first, I have ICT kill zones and pivots. So what does that do? That marks out the New York AM, New York lunch, New York PM, London, and Asia session. And what I like about this is, obviously it's very important. We trade the 9:30 to 11 kill zone, and you can see it on higher time frames as well. I think after like 1 hour it doesn't work because then it would be for one candle, you know what I mean? But yeah, you can see it on the 15, and obviously this is very good for targets, for seeing what we did overnight, having a more clear, organized way of it, and here are the settings for it. So, just pause the video if you want, but 3:30 American New York, but if you live somewhere else, it's different. Kill zone boxes, text, obviously you want to display the text, or if you don't want to, that's fine, but I like to. And then pivots, alert broken pivots, stop once mitigated. So basically that means if we have Asia high, or for example Asia low here coming out, once it gets taken it no longer draws across the screen. So that's pretty good. That should be all that you need. Show average. And then you can actually, on this indicator, which I like, you can show the daily open as well as the weekly open. So I don't use those. That's just not how I trade personally. But as you can see, right here is the daily open, because it's probably 6 p.m., right? So this is the daily open right over here. As you can see, we come up, come back under it, shit like that. Not really my cup of tea. That's more for people who trade levels. But if you're someone who's interested in that or want to see, where the midnight open is, shit like that, then that is possible as well. So that's the first indicator. Second one is the Nephew Sam fair value gap and inverse fair value gap indicator. I never show the inverses just because I like to draw them out myself. But I definitely like to have these fair value gaps just so I can see. One of the reasons I like to see them is if an inverse is about to happen. What happens that I really like about this indicator is, let's say we're right here, and this is a bearish fair value gap, and we make it. Let's say we're right here, and then we close right here, and I'm like, oh, did that inverse? The indicator will go away. If there's a fair value gap and it gets inverse, the indicator will make the fair value gap disappear once it closes above it. So then I will know for a fact that it closed, and I can enter my position. So I really like that about the fair value gap. Basically what I mean is, let's say this candle came up and closed above this, then this gap would no longer be on the screen. Here are my settings. Time frame 1, hide fair value gaps lower than enabled, show the fair value gaps. I don't show the inverses, but you can if you want. Like for example, see, as you can see, it shows that inverse, but I just like to draw them out myself. Show labels, delete boxes after fill, and that is that. So this one does work on all time frames. So you could see, you could come down and be like, all right, we have this unfill 4 hour, just way easier to spot personally. So I like using that. So then we have this add-on one here, ICT customizable 50% line. And what this does is it shows you equilibrium. I don't have it on ES, but this is the dotted purple line here for me, which we'll go into replay mode here in a second. And it adjusts over time. As you can see, the 50% is right here. And then we go and we make a new range. We come up and we hit it. And now we're coming back and respecting it. And then once again, we come back and we get very close to it. And then we make a move off of it. I'm not sure what time it is right now. It's 1:24, so this is where we are. But now equilibrium has been adjusted to this because we made a new leg lower. So it's always constantly changing. But that allows me to see the 50% of the range, which I really like. As well as that, another cool thing is there's a watermark. So right here, I believe, where is this shit at? Watermark text, watermark secondary text, color, size. So you can have this. So right here, as you can see, mine says trust God, trust the process. Trading is an art, 1A plus setup or nothing every day. Just to remind me of my rules, here's all of the settings for that. Shows true day open as well, which I never really look at, but it's cool to have on the screen. and then it has all of the kill zones, and then it allows you to have these lines come out. I really actually don't know if that's this indicator or this one. I guess let's find out. Okay, so it is this indicator. Wait, what? Alright. Hold up. Bro, what is it? Neither? Okay, yeah, it's the kill zone one. But yeah, and then there are two others that I turn on and off depending, and that'll be Lux Algo's changing the state, and I usually just do that on the higher time frames, just to be like, okay, are we changing my fucking elbow, or not my elbow, my eyebrow. So like I would take these off and I'd be like, all right, is there any change in the state that we are seeing? Like for example, this isn't really a strong one on the 4 hour. I'm more looking for more obvious ones like this. This would be an obvious one. This change in the state. Now, if I see this happens right at 10 to 11. So as we're getting a change in the state, let's say I wanted to go over here, replay mode, and I'll mark this out. As soon as we're getting above this level, I want to see longs present themselves. So maybe like a 5 minute gets respected or inversed or something like that. So let's see. So now when we get something like this, where we're coming back above, and I know, okay, we're changing the state. Let's see if we could get a setup, like maybe respecting this 5 minute or something. Okay, just fuck me. There is no SMT, no nothing. I don't know. Maybe we get something here, but you see what I mean. Higher time frame changes in the state can be used to flip bias and be like, all right, now that we're above this, we are probably going to trend bullish, and we do. So yeah, I like to use a change in state on the higher time frames to get some bias at times. So I don't think there's any real settings for that I adjusted. And then lastly, equal highs and lows. Pretty straightforward. My settings are a little weird on them, but I'll show you them in a second. But what I like about this is obviously it shows you targets, but you don't want to overthink them, because there are times where you'll have like equal highs on the 1 minute that are just not going to get ran, you know what I mean? So for example, like right here, today actually, let's see. So we had these equal lows get put in right here at New York AM that we then came up, respected a gap, and then got a short to. So I like that it marks them out, but it just gets to be a little too much sometimes for me. Here are my settings for it. Look back length 200 might be the problem. So yeah, I don't use that too often, but I will if I'm about to take a trade and I'm like, oh, are these highs above equal highs? So like, for example, if I was going to take a trade to like here, maybe like off of some level down here, I would be like, all right, are these equal? No, they're not, right? So I don't have that as a confluence, something like that. So yeah, that's how I use them. Those are my indicators, and yeah, pretty clear. I don't like having too much on my chart. I feel like the fair value gaps and the kill zone is enough. And yeah, that's about it.